Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? Not in a dramatic movie plot kind of way. More like you woke up one day in a house you don't remember choosing, in a job that feels like a costume, next to people who know your name but not your soul. It's a quiet, creeping kind of alienation. Like you're a ghost haunting your own existence, making the coffee, answering the emails, laughing at the jokes. But the real you, the one with the weird dreams and the secret hopes and the untamed heart that you is locked away somewhere, forgotten, like a box of old photos in the attic got. This isn't just feeling a little lost. This is soul level GPS failure. This is looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger who's tired, who's compliant, who's learned all the right lines to say to get through the day. You see a person who has mastered the art of being fine. How are you? Fine, thanks. Just busy. How's work? Oh, it's fine. Are you happy? And the fine gets stuck in your throat, a little lie you swallow down with your morning coffee. You've become a professional performer of fine, and you're so good at it. You've even convinced yourself, but deep down there's an ache, a persistent dull throb of wrongness. It's the feeling that you took a wrong turn somewhere back there. Maybe it was in college when you chose the sensible major over the one that set your heart on fire. Maybe it was when you said yes to a relationship because it was comfortable, not because it made you feel alive. Maybe it was the day you stopped writing or painting or singing in the car because you were told it was childish, impractical, a waste of time. You started editing yourself for the world, trimming away the messy, inconvenient, passionate parts of you until you were a neat, tidy, acceptable version of a person you no longer recognize. You became a heavily edited draft of your own life story, and the world applauded. They called you responsible, mature, grounded. You got the promotions. You got the approval. You built a life that looks perfect on paper, a life that ticks all the boxes, but you're living inside a spreadsheet, and your soul is suffocating. You find yourself scrolling through other people's lives, not with jealousy, but with a strange kind of detachment, like you're an anthropologist studying a foreign species called happy people. You see them hiking, laughing, creating, and you think that must be nice, with the same emotional investment as watching a documentary about deep sea fish. This is the quiet tragedy of a disconnected life. It's not a loud, explosive crisis. It's a slow fade. It's the color draining from your world until everything is a muted shade of beige. Your joy becomes performative. Your laughter is a sound you make, not a feeling that erupts from you. Your passions become hobbies you'll get back to someday, a mythical time that never arrives. You're not living. You're managing. You're the project manager of a life you don't want, holding endless meetings with your own anxieties, creating detailed reports on your own inadequacies, and setting deadlines for a happiness that's always just one more achievement away. And you try to fix it. Oh, you try. You read the self-help books. You download the meditation apps. You listen to the podcasts that tell you to find your why and live your truth. You buy a new planner and write down your goals in colorful pens. Be more present. Practice gratitude. Start painting again. You make a vision board and pin up pictures of a life that feels a million miles away. You're trying to stick a motivational poster on the wall of a prison cell. You're trying to decorate the cage instead of finding the key, because the truth is you can't think your way back to yourself. You can't strategize your way back to your soul. This isn't a logic problem. It's a homing signal. Your soul has been trying to call you home, but you've been sending its calls to voicemail. For years, the ache, the numbness, the feeling of being a stranger in your own skin, that's not the problem. That's the symptom. That's the check engine light on the dashboard of your life, blinking frantically while you just turn up the radio and pretend you don't see it. Let me tell you a story. And to be clear, the protagonist of this cautionary tale is me. I was the king of the disconnected life. I had a good job, a respectable title, a life that my parents could brag about. I wore the right clothes, said the right things, and my I'm fine was so convincing it deserved an Oscar. I had built a fortress of security and responsibility around myself, and I was dying inside it. I remember sitting in a meeting once, surrounded by important people discussing important things, and I had this out of body experience. I could see myself there, nodding, taking notes, looking engaged, but I felt nothing. It was like watching a movie of my own life that I had no interest in finishing. That night, I went home and I did something I hadn't done in over a decade. I pulled out my old guitar. It was dusty, one string was broken, and it was horribly out of tune. My fingers were clumsy. I had forgotten the chords. It was awful. I sounded like a cat being strangled. But as I sat there, fumbling, making these terrible sounds, something cracked open. A tear rolled down my face, and then another. And then I was sobbing, not because I was sad, but because for the first time in years, I felt something real. I felt the ghost of the boy who used to love music more than anything. The boy I had. Abandoned in the name of being a grown-up. I wasn't crying for what I'd lost. I was crying because I had just found a breadcrumb. A tiny clue leading me back to myself. That's what the journey back looks like. It's not a grand, cinematic moment of revelation. It's small. It's awkward. It's messy. It's ugly crying over a dusty guitar. It's taking a dance class and feeling like a clumsy idiot, but laughing anyway. It's writing a terrible poem in the notes app on your phone. It's buying a box of crayons and coloring outside the lines on purpose. It's doing something for no other reason than because it feels like you, not the you that pays the bills. The you that remembers what it feels like to be alive. Reconnecting with yourself is an act of rebellion. It's a rebellion against the cult of productivity that tells you your worth is in what you do, not who you are. It's a rebellion against the societal pressure to have a life that looks good, even if it feels empty. It's a rebellion against the voice in your own head, the one that sounds suspiciously like your disappointed high school guidance counselor, that tells you to be realistic, to be practical, to stop dreaming. And it's terrifying. Because when you start to listen to that quiet inner voice, it might ask you to do scary things. It might ask you to leave the safe job. It might ask you to end the comfortable relationship. It might ask you to disappoint people you love. It might ask you to dismantle the entire life you've so carefully constructed. Because that life was built for the stranger in the mirror, not for you. Your true self doesn't care about your 5-year plan. It cares about the 5 minutes you spend today doing something that makes you feel like you're breathing real air. The process coming home to yourself is a process of subtraction, not addition. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about unbecoming everything you are not. It's about shedding the layers of expectations, the armor of conformity, the masks you've worn for so long you've forgotten what your own face looks like. It's an archaeological dig into your own soul. You have to gently brush away the dirt and debris of other people's opinions and your own limiting beliefs to uncover the treasure that's been buried there all along. You start to notice the little things, the way the light hits the leaves in the late afternoon. The taste of your favorite food when you eat it slowly, without distraction, the feeling of a song that gives you goosebumps. These aren't just pleasant moments. These are moments of connection. These are your soul whispering. See, this is real. This is for you. You start to trust your own joy. You start to use your own inner compass again, instead of the map someone else drew for you. And a funny thing happens. The more you connect with yourself, the less you need from the outside world. You stop seeking validation because you're learning to validate yourself. You stop chasing approval because you're starting to approve of your own messy, imperfect, beautiful self. You stop performing fine because you're brave enough to be real. You learn to say, actually, I'm struggling today. Or, what? I'm feeling incredibly joyful. You trade the script for authenticity. This doesn't mean your life becomes perfect. It means your life becomes yours. There will still be hard days. There will still be bills to pay and laundry to fold. But you'll be doing it as you. You'll be present in your own story, not just a background character. The ache of wrongness will be replaced by the quiet hum of alignment. You'll feel the difference between existing and living. Existing is a checklist. Living is a poem dot. So I dare you. I dare you to do one thing today that the you from 10 years ago would have loved. Not the responsible you, the wild you. The you before you were told to be quiet, to fit in, to grow up. I dare you to put on that song you used to scream sing in your car and scream sing it again. Even if you're just in your living room, feel the vibration in your chest. Remember what that felt like. I dare you to walk away from your computer and go outside for 10 minutes without your phone. Just look at the sky. Notice the clouds. Remember that you are a part of this vast, weird, wonderful universe, not just an employee ID number. I dare you to say no to something you were going to do out of obligation. Say no without a long, elaborate excuse. Just no, I can't. Feel the terrifying, exhilarating power of honoring your own energy. Let them be a little disappointed. Your soul's survival is more important than their convenience. I dare you to look in the mirror, right into your own eyes, and instead of listing your flaws, just say, "Hi, it's been a while. I'm ready to come home." Say it until you feel a flicker of something. That flicker is everything that I dare you to forgive yourself for the detours, for the years you spent lost. You weren't wasting time. You were learning. You were gathering information on what a life without you in it feels like. And now you know. Now you know you can't live that way anymore. This journey isn't about finding a new life. It's about returning to the one that's been waiting for you all along. It's about reclaiming your own story. It's about waking up from the long gray dream of conformity and finally coming alive. It won't happen overnight. It's a practice. It's a daily choice to turn towards yourself instead of away. It's choosing the awkward, messy, real thing over the easy, numb, fake thing again and again. But every time you do it, the path back to yourself gets a little clearer. The signal gets a little stronger, and one day you'll wake up and you won't feel like a ghost. You'll feel your own feet on the floor. You'll look in the mirror and see a friend looking back at you. Someone with tired eyes. Maybe, but eyes that are alive. And you'll take a breath, a real breath, and you'll feel it fill your whole body. And you'll know with a certainty that settles deep in your bones that you're not just visiting, you're home. Welcome back. You were the missing piece all along. You are not the supporting actor. You are the story.